timer is turned on so that you don't miss an event. And so what you'll see, we'll just pick one at random here. This is walking for 10 minutes. And as we see, there's no fumbling around looking for stuff. It's just presented to you. And if we enlarge it, we can be reminded quickly we're walking, jogging, or running for 10 minutes in duration. We've scheduled for this. And there's a little inspiration for us. This guy is happy, loving life. Of course, who wouldn't when they're on the beach? But there's our inspiration. Maybe we can get all fit and go to the beach ourselves. But if you then click the top button to start the event, you'll see it's preset. There's no setting up. Everything's done in advance from the calendar. And we can see we have our 10-minute event kicking off. We can pause it if there's a delay, take a sip of coffee, resume. We're out the door, we're walking. And then once complete, this gets into a little bit of the Scouts honor. For those former Scouts out there, we'll get that joke. And it's so important, I put it in my favorite color, royal purple, that once we complete the event, we'll pretend like we've completed it. And we hit this to archive it to the master database, and it is gone. And we go about our day of doing good. Okay, so let's try one more. Get another text. Let's say this one's for grounding. And here we have a reminder, inspirational image, grounding the earth. We got a 20-minute plus session. We start the clock. We see it's preset to the 20 minutes. Of course, like I said before earlier, I don't know how long a member plans on going beyond 20 minutes. That's, again, Scouts honor. You do that on your own. But once you're done, archive it as complete. And we'll try one more. Grounding. Another walking. And here, again, this is 20 minutes in duration. There's some lovely middle-aged adults there that we want to be just like. And we start that again. It's set at 20 minutes. We close it for archiving. But before I do that, we'll just pause it and show you when the wellness event presents, there's nothing to block your view from that, because by default, I've toggled off the menu. And if you want to bring back the menu, you just simply click this light blue area, and there's our menu again. Okay, so let's say we just did that walking. We can click that walking to just see how we're doing. And if we flip it, we get this, what is that, portrait mode picture. We go back and see, hey, did I get credit for today? And yes, today's the 18th, you did get of June, and you did get credit. And then you can flip it back and then toggle away. You can toggle on and off that menu because, of course, screen time is so precious. So that's a walkthrough of the interaction or interconnectivity with your mobile device. I know and acknowledge SMSs can be texts can be annoying when they're coming from strangers, but when they're helping us achieve our optimization, as is the case with Strong State U Wellness, you definitely want that notification turned on so you don't drop the ball and you keep moving forward in a positive direction. Thank you so much. Always remember to archive so you get the credit for what you've done. Now, if it's a video, I've left the clock on here anyway, but the videos will have a timer on them. You'll be able to see that. And the video stops at around the right time, be it 2 minutes, 4 minutes, 10 minutes, or 20 minutes. In the case of 20 plus, I didn't make an extra video or guide for that because I don't know how far beyond 20 minutes an individual wants to go. So what I've done is I've anchored the 20 pluses to 20 minutes. And when those end, if you've selected 20 plus, you as the member or user would challenge yourself to just go a little further, knowing when that 20-minute threshold is. Maybe you want to go for another 3 minutes. Maybe you want to go for another 20 minutes. Make it 40 minutes. I don't know where that ends, but just be sure that you click the archive for reporting, and it'll get credited as a 20-minute plus video if you event, if you so choose to do an event for that time duration. Okay, moving on. This is a little reminder, as the science, or the, as I often ask myself now, why am I doing this torturous events again? I just need that hit. And so we have videos on breath work, cold exposure. Why am I doing these green drinks? Why am I grounding? Why am I meditating? Why am I stretching? And they're all quick little hits, 2 minutes to 4 minutes of just a quick reminder to stay on the path we're on, to keep striving towards excellence, and just course correct if you start to slide a little bit. And I've put in a couple bonus videos. I have a slot for sleep and diet that I haven't done yet, but of a particular passion of mine is longevity. And so I have a bonus video on that. This whole wellness program could be called Strong State U Longevity, in my humble opinion. But then moving on from this, just picking up the pace here, I don't want to consume all your times, but this is just to help ease the pain of getting stuck down the road. So just stick with me here. We'll get through it quickly. But we basically have each of the 14 wellness modalities here. And because this is a blank account, nothing's highlighted. But you see basically the theme is monthly. With every turn of a calendar month, we're born renewed, and we can set goals for that month. And we scroll over, we see, the 31 days that were the previous month, which we're in June currently, so this was May, has 31 days, and June has 30 days. So I'm going to quickly log out of this account. Just to run through, you get the arms, the breath work, the cold, the green drinks, the grounding. I've been pretty good with that grounding. I was killing it towards the end of May. And legs, meditate, all the way through to whole body to round out our current capture of wellness events. And then we move on to goals and goal setting. And these goals, understand, this button is only enabled. You can see it, but it's not clickable until 2 weeks going into the next month, as we start to prep and think forward about what are our goals for the next month. Because of course, within the dawn of each month, we can renew, course correct, dream, and prepare ourselves to execute basically upon those goals. So it's good to have a goal, especially as we roll into July here. That's the next best thing to goal setting for the new year, is goal setting at the half year point. So of course your goals would be a percent between 1 and 100. If I try to say, hey, my goal is 120 and save it, it'll error out and say, hey, it needs to be between 1 and 100. So let's say for abs, we're going to go for 80% compliance. And then I save it, the error goes away, I save, and then I get the goals saved successfully. So you want to see that feedback. And then you have the option to create the incentive which the incentives can be a dollar figure between 25 and 1,000 for the players out there. So let's just go ahead and let's see if we can enter. Let's just say $18. And you see that errors out and says, hey, remember, it's got to be between 25 and 1,000. Let's make it for $33. The error goes away, and then we save and we get the feedback that the incentive is saved. And then this reminder here, I'm going to do a separate video for those people that want to play in the world of incentives. So I don't want to delay us here, but you would just proceed to go through each wellness category and make these updates. And then once you've entered that, you can go into the next section, which is incentives, which gives you, and this is now unclickable because it's archived what we just put in. So our July ABS compliance goal is set to 80%. That's our goal. And we're wagering $33 against that. And of course, you can change this as we inch our way towards midnight on June 30th. But I have functions and microservices that kick in the middle of the night to archive all this on July 1st, so that then it bumps down and you'll be able to reference that goal, and that memorialized incentive will be anchored forever and untouchable. And so that would then appear, like let's just go to grounding, and we say, if we forget what our goal was, it'll appear for our convenience, as well as the at-risk amount that we set up for June will appear right here within the wellness event. And then our compliance is automatically calculated as we go through and execute upon those wellness modalities. Now, you get the smiley face for completion whenever you make that bank deposit into your wellness account, if you will stick with me here. And it doesn't matter the time duration, it counts no matter what. So whether it's 2 minutes, 4 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, or 20 minutes plus, you get equal credit because you checked that golden box. Again, this community is all about excellence and becoming masters at the art of box checking, because we've surrendered to the science as we go here, and knowledge that these are all good for us and will enhance our longevity and our well-being, our happiness. So we've surrendered to the science, and we're all about execution. We're all about box checking. Okay, so that's, and then the last bit would be, how do I, now that I'm familiar with the details inside and how to work and navigate my way through the Strong State U wellness community, where do I sign up? Well, you go to the purchases or cart area, just like any sort of e-commerce site you've seen before. And there is a box to check that just says, hey, I acknowledge that